Start that, and I'm going to move it over and bring it over so everybody can see everybody here at Anderson. Pendleton, how are y'all doing? Y'all hadn't said a word. How are y'all doing?
I think we're doing good.
Y'all do know you can click on that right arrow beside me and it'll blow up the Anderson campus so you can see the Anderson campus people better. You do know that, don't you?
We do not.
Okay, well, to the right of my picture, there's a white arrow. It's on the right side. Click on that white arrow and it will make the screen bigger and you can maximize it on one of your TV screens. You find it?
Oh, wow.
Wait, on one of them? They have more than one?
You can put it on any of the, don't put it on the whiteboard, but you can put it on one of them. That way you can see the Anderson campus like we see y'all. Okay.
It's our first time seeing you up close.
Yeah, I'm ugly. All right, so 1.135/10. 1.135/10. First of all, is it a test question? Let me look at it if it ever comes up. Where did it say that?
Up the top, right by the I in the address bar.
Well, what the heck is it? I don't know what to do about that. I don't see a, oh, there it is. I don't know why I did that, but there it is. Yes, it could be a test question. Use the graph of G shown to the right, find the limit. As X approaches -1 from what side?
The left.
The left. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your handy dandy highlighter and you're going to approach -1 from the left. And as you approach -1 from the left, you are actually on which line? You're on this line right here. So what is that blue line approaching as X approaches -1? I want y'all to communicate with me. That's not rhetorical.
It goes on forward.
Forward. You are approaching 4 as the yellow line comes from left to right. As the yellow line is left to right, your blue line is approaching 4. And that should be your answer. That is a test question, so make sure you understand it. A lot of people say, well, what about the right? The right does not exist because it says limit as X approaches -1 from the what? Left. There is no right. Okay? Just take your hand and cover up that right side because it doesn't exist. It exists if it asks. That is a test question. You probably talk about 1 or 2 on the test. 1 or 2 on a test of 20. Okay? Next question. I'll tell you if it's not a test question. I think I saw a couple, but people have been sending them all morning. So that's 35. Let's see if we have any repeats. Yep. Okay, so these 2 can go. Next, 1.1, 51/15. 51/15. What is the limit as X approaches 3? Before you even start this problem, you need to blow it up like super big. Why?
So you can see it.
You're going to have to see, and I'm going to show you a trick I learned in the war. You take your handy dandy line maker or your straight edge, and I'm going to use the real light yellow, and I'm using the light yellow to prove a point.
You can't do that anymore, can don't think we can draw on our graphs.
Well, take your white out and your straight edge and draw it on the monitor, okay? Now, why did I do that? Because if you look at this problem and it's not scaled up like it is, you're going to think that you're actually touching 2, but you're not. So, does the limit exist? I'm sorry. Okay, at 3. I'm sorry, at 3. So I thought it was at 2. As x approaches 3, here's 3 right here. So what do you get when x is approaching 3? Looks like 1. I'm going to put a dot there. It's going to be a big dot. So as x approaches 3 from the left, you're approaching 1. Remember, the limit, what they're asking for is the y. And here, I would say 1. Let's see if we feel good about ourselves. We do. Now, what is the limit as x approaches 2? Undefined. The limit does not exist because it does not touch. That's a vertical asymptote. That yellow line, it represents a vertical asymptote, so it does not exist. Capiche? That's a test question. At least you're sending some good questions. I want to hurry up and get to 4. That's where all the derivatives are. Let's see if that's a repeat. Nope. This is 1.154/16. Same type question. Let's blow it up. And you can't really blow it up anymore. I guess you can try. Let's try, see what it does. And we want an x is approaching 4. First thing I'm going to do is take my handy dandy vertical line maker and I'm going to make it very small. Well, and there you see that the limit does not what? Doesn't exist. You can't see it if you just have it like this. Well, I'm trying. Hold on, y'all. If you have it like this, is that how big it is, or is that how big it is? And you move this guy, you can try to do it by moving this, but it just don't work as well, see? So you need to blow that one up a little bit. Next question. That's a test question. The only time I don't put some of these limits on a test is when it just is just outrageous. It's just, I ain't seen one yet. Let's see if that's a repeat. Yep. 67/21. 67/21. Find 1 over x minus 2. Okay, everybody turn to your parent graphs and tell me what 1 over x looks like. Well, don't hurt yourself. 1 over x looks like a half a volcano. One over x looks like this. Y'all remember that? But x does not have the -2 with it, so that means that -2 is a what shift? Good job. Vertical shift, 2 down. So that means our new, I'm going to draw it in blue, should look like this. So which one of those look like that? Well, it's not that one because that's a horizontal. This is a horizontal shift of 2 to the left. that could be it. This is a vertical shift of 2 up. So it's one of these two. Well, this one's backwards, so that's not it. So it's got to be this one. Now, as x approaches infinity, let's take our handy-dandy highlighter and let's draw x approaching infinity. There's x approaching infinity. As x approaches infinity, what is our blue line approaching?
-2.
And that would be your answer there, -2. And you feel good about yourself. I don't understand why it does that. Just all of a sudden, it just, what?
Another person called.
No, Miss Frady's been there. Miss Frady, hadn't you been there since class started?
Yes, sir.
And just all of a sudden, just changes. I don't know why it does that. It's a conspiracy. Settle down, Pendleton, please.
Sorry.
Oh, somebody actually talked.
Communication, heck yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing, isn't it? All right, what happens when x approaches 0? When x approaches 0, you don't have a limit. There is no y. And you feel good about yourself. That's the test question. Let's see if it's a repeat. Nope. 76/23. 76/23. Piecewise function. I'm going to just draw it right quick. I have no idea what they're asking, but we're going to draw it. We're going to sketch it right quick. Okay, we've got x squared. X squared looks like this. But we can only use numbers less than what? So we can't do the right-hand side. So let's erase the right-hand side. And we're just going to... Okay, there's one side. Now we're just going to do x. X is a 1-to-1 function, which means a 45-degree angle. And we can use numbers, what? Greater than 0. So that takes away this side. But do we touch 0? Not really, because both of them is an open what?
Circle.
Both of them's an open circle. So which one is it? Should be A. Now, as you approach 0, as x approaches 0, as I approach 0 here and here, as x approaches 0, what is my limit? My limit is approaching 0, but it doesn't touch it. But you can say it's going to be, excuse me, it's going to be equal to 0, but it might say the limit doesn't exist because the open circle. Different in different books. Yep. And the reason it's approaching 0 because both. What if this function was up here? What if this function, I'll do it in blue. What if this line right here was up here? The limit does not what? Because the two lines have to approach the same y. The two limits have to equal. If they don't approach the same one, then the limit doesn't exist. That's the test question. Now you're probably talking about all these questions could be pulled out on number 1 or number 2. Maybe 1 or 2 questions of the whole test may be one of these. When I get to the good stuff, I'll tell you what's going to be on the test. But right now we're talking about, out of 20 questions, we're talking about 2 questions so far. Let's see, that's 76. What's this one? That's 93, so this one doesn't repeat. 93/27. Feel like I'm doing y'all's homework for you. Okay, 1/4 x plus c and negative x. Well, we're going to look at this one. We got 1/4 x, so that means you got a shallow curve. I mean, not a shallow curve, a shallow line, and negative x. I'm just going to go ahead and draw what I can. So I'm not going to be able to draw too much because of that c. But I do know that I've got 1/4 c. We know this is a positive slope, vertical over horizontal. We don't know the vertical shift, but we do know that we can only use the left side of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We can only use these numbers. And we know that 1/4 x plus c, 1/4 x is a line that goes, it's positive slope, 1 up, 4 over, 1 up, 4 over. So it's real shallow like that. I'm just going to draw it right there for right now. We don't know what the vertical shift is because that's c. This one says negative 1/1, that's a negative 45-degree angle with a positive slope. I mean a negative slope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry. And on 1-to-1, it's going that way. And we can use all numbers greater than 4. 4 is right here, so we got a open circle right there. And we have to erase this over here. Now the question is asking, whatever, the value of c. You're going to have to use a little bit of algebra. Sorry about that. Oh, Lord. Go ahead and work on this. Hold on just a second. This is my son. Yes. What's wrong? You need what? Sorry, I don't have a clue. Got his notebook. Loser. All right. So, what are you going to do here? Anybody got any suggestions? What is the value of C?
9,
It says, wait a minute, it says determine the value for C so that the limit x approaching 4 exists. So that means you've got a point here that exists, that these two lines intersect at this point. Everybody see what I'm saying? They don't intersect, they converge. Does everybody see what that's saying? Yes, Hubert. No, Hubert. In order for a limit to exist between two different lines, they have to approach the same y. Does everybody understand that? So I've got to have a line that looks like my line that converges on to that point. Does everybody understand that? Now, This says f of x, right here, this says y is equal to 1/4 x plus c. What is this point right here?
4.
It's 4 comma what?
4.
Well, we got to put it, if you put it in right here, what's -4 plus 4 plus 8? 4. So we got 4 and 4. Does everybody understand that? So 4 is equal to 1/4 x, which is 4, plus c. 4 and what is this? 1? 4 is equal to 1 plus c. C is equal to what? 3. So that should be your answer. That's a good test question, because you actually have to what? Think. I hope we got it right, because if I say that and I think you're right, that means I'm not thinking. Oh my gosh, look at there. Jake, what do you think about that?
Hey, you're smart. You're smart,
I'll
dude.
tell you what. What did we say about Jake a while ago?
What?
Be quiet, Jake. We're talking about you.
Oh, yeah, the bet.
It was a bet.
It was the
What was I betting?
Talking about LSU. That's what
No, but what was I betting her? And you said,
About being in that book.
Yeah,
what? Oh, yeah. Talking about being in a book. Jake, you in a book? I'm in a book.
I wrote a book.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, I invented the book. Okay?
Fair enough.
All right.
You weren't there when math was invented like I was, though.
Oh, okay. 93. Let's see if that's a repeated. Let's see if this was repeated. Nope. This is 95. 95/28. How many of y'all have read Ron Rash's books before? I'm in the book. Which one did you read?
Above the waterfall.
Yeah, I was in there. You didn't even remember, did you?
Which one? You, Gerald?
What page am I on again? 147?
167.
167. It says Hubert McClure. You didn't even
No,
read
it
the book.
No, it don't.
You got it with you?
Really does.
Yeah, I do.
What's
page?
on page 167?
Yeah, no, you're in here.
Say it again, one more time. I'm in there, right?
You were in
Jake,
the book.
you didn't even read the book. You suck, Jake.
Well,
All
read
right,
me the
y'all try
passage
this
you're
one.
in.
You want me to read it?
No, you
Yeah.
don't have to read it. All right, I'm in every one of his books. That's
I don't
my
believe
15 minutes of fame. X squared minus 9 and negative x squared plus c. Go ahead. Y'all do it. If you can't do it, then just write it up as being a disappointment.
Do you know Ron Rash?
Yes, he's a good friend of mine. That's why he puts me in his books.
I don't believe it.
All you have to do is go pull up every one of his books, and I'm in every one of them.
You have a picture
Uh-huh.
with him?
What?
Do you have a picture with him?
No, don't need one. I can get one.
Pigs or it didn't happen.
Whatever. In Serena, I'm a mountain and a campground. In World Made Straight, I'm a former Marine that returns from the war, and I grow pot on my farm, and I wear peace symbols, and I've got long hair. I'm a hippie. And my great-great-grandfather, where I'm growing the pot, he's buried there, and his name, he fought the Confederate War, was, or not the Civil War, the Confederate War, whatever. His name was Hubert Chambly McClure, and it's on the gravestone. And then Saints at the River, I'm a deputy that beats up hippies. And in One Foot in Eden, I'm a sheriff. Former Marine that became sheriff, went to Clemson University.
You got some cool stuff with your name.
Dang, oh, that's about 15 minutes of fame. You're supposed to know your 15 minutes of fame pretty well.
Well, I looked my name up on freaking Facebook, and I think he's like a 53-year-old pedophile.
Who is?
Charles, my full name.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's
Never
my
Googled myself. What happens when you
15
Google
minutes of
yourself?
fame.
I'm scared to Google myself. Yeah, Tri-County Tech. That's all it is.
Hey, here,
Yeah.
type into Google to barrel hole.
What?
What's that
You
thing
could
that
look
says
me up so you can
mugshot?
find the pedophile guy.
Just the phrase do a barrel hole.
You're a chairman of the land use board?
A barrel roll. Whatever. What else can you type in? No, we better not do that.
Type in
Not
Atari
with, not
Breakout.
with Jake's porn history. We're not going to do that. Jake will have us pulling up porn.
Type in Atari Breakout.
No. Oh,
Yes,
it does that.
Yeah, and then click images.
Uh-oh.
Oh, this is the best ever.
Oh, they fixed it.
What the
Never
heck
mind.
does that do?
Well, you're supposed to
No,
be able to
yeah,
play.
fix it, it's right here.
You're supposed to what?
It's supposed to let you play Atari Breakout with the pictures, but it's not letting you.
It's a conspiracy.
Oh, there it is.
There it goes.
You gotta hit
That's
the ball.
neat. I suck. Okay, whoever's going to call, go ahead and call. Yes, Hubert was playing Breakout on Google today. We were supposed to be going over problems.
Do Google gravity.
No, I'm not doing nothing from you, Jake.
What about other professors' complaints about you and how loud you are?
Yeah, I guarantee you they'll be on there. Do they? Do they
He
complain?
says that he used to teach down the hall from you, and he said that you would always be so loud and that you would never shut
Who
up.
was that?
Did I say his name on the recording?
I heard Jake said it.
Did I say his name on the recording?
I don't care who. I don't give a rat's rear end who it is. Anyway, x squared.
All the teachers that easily
Let's see,
take us
how many
complain about you
medallions
too.
has he won? Oh yeah, none. All right, x squared minus 9. That's going to be x squared with a vertical shift of -9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we can only use x is less than what? 3? 1, 2, 3. So that means looks like that. And negative x squared plus c, x is greater than 9, or 3. Well, that's negative x squared would look like what? Like that. Well, there's the answer. The answer should be 9. Because that's the vertical shift. Everybody see what I'm saying? The answer should be 9. See?
It's less than 3 with the open circle out of graph.
Okay, my bad. I was thinking -3. Let me go ahead and change that. You're right, thank you. So that means I need to go across to +3. 1, 2, 3. And we've got a vertical shift of 9 down. So that's 3 and 9, right? There we go. And then this says negative x squared plus c, but the limit exists at 3, so here's our limit. And it must equal the same thing, right?
Yeah.
So that means 9, it's got to approach 9, right? So I would say 9. 9 is your answer. You didn't even have to do any algebra there. If I'm thinking right, I don't think that's right. No, because the vertical, I'm getting the y-intercept. I don't think 9's right. Maybe 9 is right. That one's kind of confusing. 9 is correct. Yeah, 9. That's negative 9. It should be negative 9. That's not a good test question. But that's the answer, 9, because you got a vertical shift of negative 9. It's approaching 9. It should be negative 9. Okay, that's the answer to that one. I don't like that one because that one is assuming that vertical shift right there. I don't like that one. Let's go to another
Do you
one.
not make these questions?
No. They pull them over. I do math 110 and 111. Another teacher makes these questions. No, the Pearson makes the questions. Okay, they come from the book basically. And then the teacher that's in charge of math 109 and 130 and 230 put these questions on your homework. Okay, this is 1.2. What?
Is that why I only have 2 attempts?
Well, I thought I changed it to 5.
No, 1.4 I think it is, or 1.3 it's only 2 attempts.
Okay, well I'll go back in and change it to 5. I changed them to 5. Okay, I'll change that. I thought they were set at 5. Okay. This is 25/8. 25/8. Now we get into some good stuff. All right? Find the limit. Use your shortcut. Shortcut number 5. Oh, I didn't learn my shortcuts. Well, you're going to fail the test because this is a test question, and you're going to have several of these on the test. So shortcut number 5, that's going to be x minus 4 times x squared plus 4x plus 4. And that's over x minus 4. And what happens to the x minus 4s? Cancel. And that leaves you with limit as x approaches 4 of x squared plus 4x plus 4, which is 4 squared plus 4x, 4 times 4, plus 4. And what's 4 squared? 16 plus 16, or plus 16, sorry, plus 4. 16 plus 16 is what?
32.
32 plus 4 should be 36. So let's type in 36. Okay, I have no idea unless I did something wrong. There is, oh, okay, they're not doing the shortcuts. Okay, my bad. They should get the same answer though. I don't know why they didn't get the same answer. They're just plugging in 7, and that's what the limit, so they're using the properties of limits. So plug and chug. Should get the same answer though. I used factoring. My bad. I didn't know they wanted you to use factoring. So plug in 4. And when you plug in 4, you're going to get 4 cubed minus 64 over 4 minus 4, which that's going to give you an undefined function. Why didn't I just use the factor?
6 more steps that I can let you pick up first.
My gosh, I've never seen this before. You're supposed to factor. You're going to get 0 over 0, which is undefined. There it is. There's shortcut number. Did I not square? I didn't square the last one. That's my bad. Okay, that's what's wrong. I didn't square the last one. So let's do it again. Here we go. Let's go with x minus 4 times x squared plus 4x plus 16. That's where I messed up. Over x minus 4 and cancel and limit as x approaches 4 is 4 squared plus 4 times 4 plus 16. Now somebody tell me what 32 plus 16 is.
48.
There, that should be your answer. I forgot to square this right here. I said 4. I was fixing to say, I've never seen it done another way. Remember me telling you to always factor? That's why. Because you can't plug in zeros. Now, type in 48, and that should be the right answer.
I think it's 56.
Better not. There we go. It's not.
Never mind.
All right, just to make sure you got it, do another one. There you go. Do that one. Since I messed up the first one. Y'all do that one. And if you can't do it, just say, you're a failure. Yeah, my son just called me and told me he forgot his notebook. So now if I don't take it to him, they'll call DSS. And if I do take it to him, that means I'm bailing him out, and he shouldn't be bailed out. He should remember his stuff. So somebody just sent me another question. Y'all sending me questions during class? Really? Mr. Miner, where are you at?
Right here.
Why are you going to send me questions during class?
I mean, I figured you'd get it, but
Oh, okay. Oh, did you send it during class, or it says that you sent it like at 11:15? No, that's not right. It says you sent it at 10:15.
about 6 minutes ago, that sounds right.
Okay, appreciate you doing stuff during class instead of writing notes. That's okay.
I mean, I look at the questions that we're going over if I know
Okay.
them.
Okay, as long as you're doing that, that's fine. I thought you were doing homework while we were doing. Okay, I'm sorry. Here we go. X minus 3, x squared plus 3x plus 9 over x minus 3. Cancel the x minus 3. Parentheses squared plus 3 times parentheses plus 9. Plug in a 3. 3 squared is 9 plus 9 plus 9 is what? So the answer is 27. And hopefully I didn't screw that one up.
Did you square the last one?
Yeah, 9. 3 squared is 9. Hopefully I didn't screw that one up. 27, and I feel good about myself. All right, so y'all got that one. I made up for my mistake. Y'all quit making fun of me. Let's see, 25, 25. Ooh, people don't know their shortcuts. All right, this is 31 slash, I can't see, 9. 31 slash 9, moving along. 31 slash 9. Use the limit property. Well, the answer is 9/7. You got it right. But what is the question? What does the direction say? Okay, I'll read it. Thank you. Decimal round to the nearest thousandth. Appreciate it, class. Y'all suck. So somebody take 9 divided by 7. Now, some of y'all are saying, well, how'd you get 9 divided by 7? Well, whatever the coefficients are, that is the answer on a, when the degrees are the same. Okay? Because 9 times infinity, you don't know what that is. And 7 times infinity, so the answer is 9/7. Somebody give me that decimal rounded to the nearest thousandth.
Should be
1.286.
1.286. That is a test question. Make sure you know how to do it. Now, on the test, you need to read the directions because I don't want to have to fix 30 people's number 15 or number 31. I don't want to have to fix it. So please read the question and make sure you put it in decimal form, okay? Even though whoever sent this question, you didn't get it wrong, you just didn't read the directions, which is not a big deal. But please don't do that on the test because I don't want to have to change everybody's. Okay? Is this a repeater? Nope. 1.236/10. Oh yeah. We're going to plug in infinity on this one. Okay, what I would tell you to do here is write out too many x's. Write that down. Too many x's. So what do you do if you have too many x's? You divide by the biggest x, which is x to the third. So divide every one of these terms by x to the third. You got too many x's. I had a teacher at Clemson that would say that. Too many x's. So we're going to divide everything by x cubed. Over 35 x cubed over x cubed plus x squared over x cubed plus 4x over x cubed plus 2 over x cubed. And that's going to give us 14 plus, let's see, what does that give us? 4 over what? X minus 2 over x squared over 35 plus, what is that? 1 over x, Hubert. Thank you, class. Plus what? 4 over x squared plus 2 over x cubed. Now, limit as x approaches infinity of 14 plus 4 over x minus 2 over x squared over 35 plus 1 over x plus 4 over x squared plus 2 over x cubed. And what happens when you plug infinity into the equation for x?
It's super tiny.
So the answer is 14 over 35. Now all of you should know what I just did. What happens when you plug infinity in a denominator?
Super tiny.
Small.
It gets very, very small. 4 over 1, 4 over 2, 4 over 3, 4 over 4, 4 over 5, 4 over 6, 4 over a million, 4 over 2 million. They go to 0. That's a rule that you should remember. So the answer is 14 over 35. So 14 over 35. And you will have several of these on the test. Oh, I didn't reduce it. I'm sorry. 2/5. Question on that one. Whatever your highest denominator is, I meant your highest, so I divided everything by x to the third. Good question, whoever sent it, because that's the test question. Way to go, Miss Billy. Are you there?
Yes.
I can't see. I only see half the room. I only see Jake, of course. 36.
Y'all were looking.
36. So we got these two. All right, 1.2, 52/15. 52/15. Use the graph to find the following limits and function value. All right, we're approaching 2 from the what? From the left. As I approach 2 from the left, not -2, but as I approach 2 from the left, what line am I on? I'm on the line right here. So which line is that line approaching? Or what Y is that blue line approaching? 1. So that would be 1 right here. Everybody with me?
Yes, sir.
And you feel good about yourself. What about when X is approaching 2 from the what? The right. So we're going to use a different color. We're going to use green. And we're approaching 2 from the left. That means we're on, take my handy dandy blue marker. I'm doing this for y'all. You're welcome. That means I'm on this line. So what is it approaching as far as a Y goes? 0. So right now we know that the first limit doesn't equal the what? 1 does not equal 2. So therefore the limit does not what? Exist, Hubert. That's right, class. That is a test question. So far we're up to about 3 test questions. At least you're sending some good questions. Even though you're not communicating, at least you're sending good test questions. The only one I didn't like was that one with the parabola. So to me, that's confusing. All right, 52. Okay, that's not a repeater. 1.2, 64/19. 64/19. This is a piecewise function. That means you need to graph it. So I want you to graph those two. This is a test question. So we're up to about 5 test questions now out of 20. So let's draw this one. So we've got a vertical shift of 1 up, and we've got a positive slope and 1/5. That means 1 up, 5 over. 1 up, 5 over. Now, what numbers can we use for X on this line? Less than or equal to, that means a closed circle of 5. So that means I have to erase everything on the right side. Everybody with me?
Yes.
Okay, now let's draw the other one. 2x minus 8, I've got a vertical shift of -8. And I've got a positive slope of 2 over 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. So I've got a line that looks like that. What numbers can I use here? Numbers greater than 5. And it's an open circle. So I've got to erase everything this way. And the limit does not what? Because the limit here is 2, and the limit here is what? Like 1? Does 1 equal 2? No. So which one does not exist? Or which one is the answer? It's not continuous, so which one says our limit? The limit as x approaches 5 is 2. Okay, that's true. F of 5. F of 5 is equal to 2. And 5 2 times. Okay, that is true. I must have drawn it wrong. Because they both equal the same. If you plug in 2, what's 5? What's 5 over 5? 1 plus 1 is 2. What's 2 times 5 minus 8? 2. So it should be A. I must have drawn it wrong. That's why you always check with algebra. Plug in the numbers. I don't know why. Somebody check to see if I drew it wrong. This one should be up here. I must have drawn it wrong. This one should be, I bet I can't move it. Evidently this one should be like right there. So I drew it wrong. Always check algebraically. I wish they would talk. Somebody would talk. Good God. 14 weeks is going to be like 3 years. Jake, why ain't you talking, man?
I just don't have nothing to say.
That ain't never stopped you before.
That's true.
All right, let me go back and move this question over there to 130. Supposed to do it itself, but I gave up on it because I done tried to get it to do it several times, but it doesn't. By date and by subject. There we go. All right, this is 1.332/7. Find the simplified form of the difference quotient and complete the following. Okay, we're just going to do the difference quotient. I guess they want you to plug something in, but I'm going to go ahead and do the difference quotient because that is what I'm going to test you on. I really don't care if you can plug in numbers. So let me use my blue marker. That's what I always do. So I'm going to put brackets right here. And I'm going to put 5 minus 3 parentheses cubed. And then go back to my black minus, and that's going to be 5 minus 3x over h. Now I want y'all to do your algebra and plug in x plus h right there. I'll give y'all a couple of minutes.
3x?
I'm sorry, what?
Wouldn't you cube the 5 minus 3x on the top?
I'm confused. What'd you say?
When you subtract f of x, isn't it cubed?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay. I was thinking you were asking about the first one. I'm sorry. All right, so do that one. Oh no, we got another shortcut. We got shortcut number 2 and x plus 3. So that means y'all might as well what?
Give up.
Quit. Good job. Right, Jake?
We don't know much, but we know when to quit.
There you go. You're a winner, Jake.
That's right.
All right, so here we go. 5 minus 3 times x plus h times x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. And that's going to be 5 minus 3 times x cubed plus 2x squared h plus xh squared plus hx squared plus 2xh squared plus h to the third minus 5 plus 3x cubed all over h. And now that's going to be 5 minus 3x cubed minus 6x squared h minus 3xh squared plus 3hx squared. No, it's going to be a minus, sorry. Should have combined like terms first. Minus 6 xh squared minus 3h cubed minus 5 plus 3x cubed over h. Now we're going to get some things to cancel. I think the only thing that we can get to cancel is the 5s and 3x squared. I meant 3x cubes, right? What?
Just trying to keep up with all these.
I'm sorry. I'm going too fast.
It's fine.
Do the best you can. Jake, you keeping up?
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Jake invented this. Jake invented the, what is it? The difference quotient.
Yep. I was there with him.
How do we know he's right?
Say again?
How do we know he's right?
Well, he don't believe that I was in a book, so anyway. Negative
I'll check
6x
that tonight.
squared. What?
I'll check that tonight.
Well, you said you read the book, but evidently you didn't.
Well, when I read Hubert McClure, like nothing registers. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay, that's fine.
you just haven't made that big of an impact in
I know.
my life.
I'm just not that. I'm not that big, am I? I understand.
Right.
Negative 9x squared 8.
No joke. I did email Ron Rash the other day.
Good. Email him again. Tell him
He
that
didn't
you got a crazy math teacher. See what he says.
He left me on red.
What?
I was ticked. He left me on red. He just ignored me.
Left you on.
Well, I'll email him if you want me to.
Because I
I'll
want to
tell
know
him that
where.
you suck. Negative 9xh squared. That's going to be those two. And I'm looking for anything else. I think that's it, right? Negative 3h cubed. That's it. And this is, oh God, this is a test question. You're going to get 5 or 6 of these on the test. All right, so h cancels there. H cancels there and there. And we're left with negative 9x squared minus 9xh minus 3h squared. Y'all check me. And I think they're wanting you to plug and chug into that. I'll do the first one for you. So that's going to be negative 9 times 4 squared minus 9 times 4 times 2 minus 3 times 2 squared. And that's going to give you negative 9 times 16 minus 9 times 8 is what? 72. And then 2 squared is 4 minus 12. 9 times 16 is 144. Minus 72. Minus 12. Negative 216. Somebody help me out there.
Negative
Negative
228.
216 minus 12 is negative 228.
Yep.
All day long.
What?
That answer.
Well, I may be wrong because I may have done something wrong. Let's go ahead and type in a 3 because I'm too lazy to type it in. So we're just going to type. This is your negative 9x squared. Oh, well, we'll type it in. Negative 9x, shift 6, 2, and then minus 9xh. I can't see.
Minus 3h squared.
Minus 3h squared. Oops. Shift 6 squared. And we feel good about ourselves. So you know, I'll do the first one, but I'm not going to do the other ones because that's just busy work for now. On a test, if I gave you one and I had one of these, all I care about is if you can do the difference quotient. I really don't care about this because I know most of y'all were on the calculator drill team in high school, so you should be able to do, you know. And I'm going to put 3, 3, 3. And let's see if we got the first one right. If we got the first one right, then it's just, what'd they get for the first one?
Negative 228.
Okay. So y'all should be able to, I'll leave that on the board for a second. Make sure you can do the difference quotient really well, okay? Because that's what they're going to ask for. And there's really no way to get that unless you do it by hand. Because you're not going to know what the h's are. Because you can't just do the derivative. If I was to do the derivative would be 9x squared, negative 9x squared. But that's not what it's asking you. It's asking you to do it by hand. So in other words, this question says to the lazy people, you have to do this by hand. Capiche? So whoever sent that one, that's a good question. You did good. Who sent that question? Mr. Miner, good job. Is that the one you sent during class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 1.351/13. Where in the heck did this come from? Suppose that a fashion company determines that the cost in dollars of producing X cell phones is given by cost of X is equal to blah, blah, blah. Find cost of 251 minus cost of 250. Okay, that's plug and chug. I don't understand where this is going, but maybe they're just getting you used to looking at the cost formula. That's the cost formula. But plug in 251 and plug in 250. So I'm gonna write it on the board, and I want y'all to plug it in because that's all it's asking you to do is plug and chug. So I'm gonna put one in blue right here, negative 0.05 parentheses squared plus 60 times parentheses minus, we'll do in another color because I like y'all, minus negative 0.05 parentheses squared plus 60 times parentheses over in black. And somebody multiply, I'll do that for you, 251 minus 250. I'll do that one for you. So, plug in what here? 251. And plug in 250 here. And you should get, I don't know if that's the answer, $34.95. And that represents the additional cost to produce one more than 250. So if you produce 251, $34.95 is going to be your cost of 251 items. We'll get into this later. I don't know why they're putting it in this section, because we'll get into that like in Unit 2 or 3. But that's how you do the problem. So, somebody, did y'all crank it out? Did y'all get $34.95?
Yep.
Okay, this is not a test question because we're going to get into this later. I don't need to get the cart before the horse. So, good question, but it's a misplaced question, so that's probably why you had the question. Might have 2 or 3 of those because it's misplaced. 51, nope. So, let's see what this one, 1.365/16. Find the simplified difference quotient for the given function. Okay. We're going to cut off there.
It's currently 10:15.
Okay, so this is what we need to do. I'm going to cut off right there. But what you're going to do is you're going to be b parentheses squared plus m parentheses plus g minus bx squared plus mx plus g over h. And you're going to plug in x plus h and do the algebra. So I'll write it on the board for you to start, and then we'll shut it down. So, and then we've got some more questions to go over for Thursday. So, let me use my blue marker, as I always do. B parentheses squared plus m times parentheses plus g minus f of x, which is bx squared plus mx plus g over h, and put x plus h right there and right there. I'll carry it one step further for you because I know some of y'all need the help. So that's going to be b times shortcut number 1, x squared plus 2xh plus h squared plus mx plus mh plus g minus bx squared minus mx minus g. And all that is going to be over h. Bx squared plus b 2bxh plus bh squared plus mx plus mh plus g minus bx squared minus mx minus g over h. And what's going to cancel? Bx squared. What else? Mx and 9. I'll just go ahead and finish it for you. You're welcome. 2bxh plus bh squared plus mh. Is that it? Over h. I don't know where the 2 come from. I guess I'm just on drugs or something. Okay, that's going to cancel that out. 1, and that'll cancel that out. And we're left with the final answer is 2bx plus bh plus m. So that's nothing but a calculator drill. I'm sorry, not a calculator, an algebra drill. That's not a test question because I want you to do the difference quotient with things that you're going to see, not with theory. This is theory. Okay, so let's type it in to make sure we know what we're doing. 2bx plus VH plus M. And do we feel good about ourselves? We do. So that's an algebra drill. Okay, we'll cut that off right there. And we have, let's see if this is the same one. Yep. Okay, so these two I can delete. Okay, so that leaves us with 1.4 left. And those are the good ones. That's your test questions right there, because those are your derivatives. And your derivative, the derivatives is going to make up 40%. Your difference quotient is going to make up 40%. And then 20% is going to be whatever's left. Okay, so let me shut down the recorder, and then we'll...
Is homework due tonight?
Yep. I'll fix it to where you can work on it. I had to do that for a reason, because nobody